What's going on, everyone? Rob here with week 5 of trades and transactions for season 6 of the GBA. There were 3 transactions this week, no trades, all of the transactions were free agency. The first transaction comes to us from Chimpact, the coach of the Philadelphia Scissors. Chimpact has dropped Frogadier and picked up Tauros in a free agency transaction. So let's first look at what Chimp is losing. Frogadier is not a terrible Pokemon. It has one of the best abilities in the game with Protean, which gives it stab for each of the moves it uses. This is emphasized by its excellent move pool and potential to thrive in Chimp's Rain team. However, Frogadier's speed leaves a lot to be desired. It sits at 97 speed, not even outspeeding base 100s, which is especially disappointing for the offensive Pokemon that it is. Not only that, but Chimp's team has far too many other better options in the rain, with still another 3 water types and even Scolipede for toxic spikes. With all of this included, Frogadier would have an almost impossible time fitting onto Chimp's team. Tauros, on the other hand, is a Pokemon that you can fit on practically any team. It is incredibly fast at 110 speed, and can hit very hard with Life Orb or even Banded. Tauros seems like a much better fit for Chimp's team. Moving on to the second and third transactions, Tom of the San Jose Sharpedos has used his last 2 free agency transactions, dropping Machamp and Noivern for Sock and Tyrantrum. At first glance, what Tom has done is downgraded his fighting type in order to upgrade his dragon type. Let's first look at Machamp and Sock. Of course, Machamp is the better Pokemon. Solid natural bulk, 130 attack, no guard plus dynamic punch. This thing is an excellent wall breaker. Not to mention, if you're Guts, it can be a Scald or status switch in and hit that much harder. Machamp is an incredibly hard-hitting fighting type, which of course is adored in the format. But that's not to say Sock is that much worse. Sock does a very similar job to Machamp. While not as bulky as Machamp, Sock still has some decent natural bulk. Don't worry too much about its defenses. Sock has an amazing ability in Sturdy, which basically grants it a free Focus Sash. Sock can hit practically just as hard as Machamp. This is emphasized by his team's ability to deter hazards with Pokemon such as Xatu and Starmie in order to keep Sock's Sturdy intact. Sock is a perfect fit on Tom's team. Moving on to his second transaction, Tom has dropped Noivern and picked up Tyrantrum. So what is Tom losing with this transaction? Of course, Tom is losing quite a bit of speed, but speed isn't too big of an issue, seeing as he still has 3 Pokemon with above base 100 on his team, being Starmie, Cobalion, and Mega Aerodactyl. Noivern was going to have a hard time finding its way onto Tom's team, seeing as he still has some better strong-hitting special attackers with Sylveon and Starmie. Adding Tyrantrum keeps Tom's Fairy Dragon Steel Core intact, while adding another Stealth Rocker to the abundance he has on his team. Tom's opponents will not know where rocks will be coming from, giving his team that much more versatility. Tyrantrum also gives Tom his first Dragon Dance Sweeper, which could be very useful in his upcoming matchups. Not to mention, Tyrantrum has the ability Rock Head, which negates recoil from recoil moves. Basically, base 121 attack with free head smashes. There is no downside to that. Seeing as Noivern was not doing very much at all on Tom's team, this was also a very solid transaction. This week was definitely full of some excellent transactions. Thank you for watching. This has been Rob with week 5 of trades and transactions. Tell me what you thought of the trades, and keep an eye out for trades and transactions for season 6 of the GBA.